DexDorugoramon and Kentaurosmon are both decks that probably have you wondering.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Both are really interesting decks, so let's see how they match up. Kentaurus is going to hatch the Kentaurosmon and then Digivolve into the Kudamon. Digivolving into the Repamon for 2, that will pass turn. The Dex player is going to start, they will hatch the Dorimon and then Digivolve into the Ryudamon. They're then going to play out a Dorumon, which is going to allow them to search the top 3, grabbing another Ryudamon to hand, rest going to the bottom of the deck in any order. Kentaurus is going to move out the Repamon and start by swinging at security. They will trash the top card of security to give the Dorimon sec -2. First check is going to be the Kota. It's going to allow them to look at the top 4 cards of the deck, grabbing a Darugamon and then Digivolving into the Lodaleomon. Lodaleomon does have barrier, so it should be able to keep them on the board. Ryudamon has been moved out and Digivolved into the Darugamon for 2. They're then going to Digivolve into the DexDorugoramon, which will give it blocker and retaliation, and by trashing another card with X antibody, they're able to gain 1 memory. Going into the BT7 Dorugramon, this means they'll be able to put a source under, which will prevent them from being DP reduced or deleted until the end of their opponent's turn. And also they put under the Dorumon, so they gain a memory, keeping it their turn, Digivolving then into the DexDorugramon, and they're able to trash a card, so they gain a memory and they can delete something, but there's no valid target. Putting under the X antibody, and now they're going to swing. Using the X antibody effect, they're able to Digivolve into the Dorugoramon. Going to draw, does 1 check. Because of the DP that they're at, they're not going to face any problems, especially with all the other effects they've got going on. And I believe that they should have had a second check from the Dorugramon inheritable. I'm not sure what happened there, probably just missed it, but the game continues. Kentaurus is going to hatch the Kentaurosmon again, and then going to Digivolve into another Kudamon, making sure to unsuspend the Lodaleomon. They're then going to play the Kudamon that allows you to trash 1 security to give something -2000, making sure to get rid of that Dorimon. Then they're going to play the Odin's Breath. They cannot reduce the DP of the Darugamon still, but they're able to give it sec -1, so maybe it'll do less. Dorimon is hatched. They're going to play the Cool Boy for 2. Lots of memory to work with, and this is going to help. They're going to grab the Dorimon and put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. Then going to Digivolve into that Dorimon in Raising. They're going to swing at security using the skill to place under an X antibody card. And then because of the number of sources they have, they're able to delete both the Kudamon and the Lodaleomon. And because they have sec +1, they should still do 1 check. They are going to be at something like 20,000, so the DP does not matter here. Playing out a Dorimon, they're going to grab the option. Since it does have X antibody in its traits, it's a totally valid target. They're then going to Digivolve into the Darugamon in Raising and leaving the opponent on 1. Kudamon's going to move out. They think that they have 1 out here if they can get a Samson on the board.
It comes to this, so draw your card and face your fate. Heart of the cards, guide me.
Blinding Ray gains 2 memory, trashes the top, but it's not a Samson.
This card is useless.
That means that they are just going to scoop that one. They don't have any way of surviving another turn. Game 2 is going to start. They're going to hatch the Dorimon and play out a black memory boost. So they're missing the level 3. They're going to be able to grab the Darugamon, and then the Kentaurosmon is going to be hatched from the Kentaurus player. Going to Digivolve into Kudamon. Playing out the new Kudamon, looking at the top 3, they're able to grab the Kentaurus and TK, not able to grab the Jesmon GX because it is a data type, not a vaccine. Then going to play out the TK, looking at their security. They're going to grab out a Lodaleomon, recovering 1, shuffling, and then placing their security back. The Dex player is going to draw. They're going to Digivolve into the Ryudamon, so they finally found the level 3. Then Digivolving into the Darugamon. They're actually going to crack the black memory boost so that they can gain 2 memory, going back up to 4. Playing out the Dorumon, so they look at the top 3. Then they're going to grab the DexDorugoramon, and going to Digivolve into the Darugamon. This only costs 2, but they're just moving the memory for the TK effect anyway. Kentaurus is going to move out the Kudamon, so 2 Kudas on the field now. Digivolving into the Repamon. They're going to play Blinding Ray and their trash top card. Nothing that plays out by being trashed from security. Going for the Acid Injection as well after that so that they can delete the Darugamon. Trashing another thing, but it doesn't play anything out either. Swinging with one of the Kudamons. They're going to hit a Cool Boy, which will look at the top 3. Going to add the Dorimon to hand. Rest go to the bottom in any order. That's definitely going to help them a lot in the long run. Repamon swings at security. They're not choosing to trash now. I think that they've already gotten to the 6th security that they need for most of their effects, so they're not going to worry about trashing anymore. Digivolving into Lodaleomon to pass turn. Darugoramon has moved out and digivolved into DexDorugoramon. They're going to trash a X antibody card so they can gain 1 memory, suspending the Cool Boy to gain a memory and draw another card. They're then going to digivolve into the Dorugoramon, so that costs 3. They're going to put something underneath and deletion protection from before. The Dorumon does go underneath again, so they gain the memory. They're again going to play the Death X Evolution, digivolving into the DexDorugoramon, and that's only going to cost 1. Opponent's just going to check the effect. They're going to trash something so they can gain a memory and delete the Kudamon. Not many people have seen that card before, so they've confirmed it. Now the effect is going to continue. Delete the Kudamon, and then they're digivolving into the Dorugoramon for 3. With all the effects, we know that they're going to be safe for another turn. This isn't even their final form.
Well, this is it. I hope you're not disappointed.
Lodaleomon is going to unspend, hatch the Kiaramon, and digivolve into the Kudamon. Then going to pay 5 so they can digivolve into the Kentaurosmon. Because combined they only have 6 or less security, they're going to gain 3 memory and able to place 1 yellow card on top of their security. And now they're going to start with their shenanigans. They'll swing at security. You get to trash the top card of their deck. Because Samson was trashed, they are able to play him for free and they unspend. Death X would normally delete Kentaurus, but because he has the barrier inheritable, they're going to choose to just trash a security. Odin's Breath has the effect to play out from security as well, so it's just going to give the Dorugoramon sec -1. Kentaurus has done another swing and survived that one as well, so they're going to play out a second Odin's Breath for 5, leaving the opponent on 4, which is a lot of memory to give the Dex player. And now they're going to hatch the Dorimon, digivolve into the Dorumon. And they're going to swing into the Kentaurosmon, which we know can be protected by barrier. They're going to put under a Dorumon, so they gain 2 memory with the when attacking effect, but they don't have enough to delete Kentaurus, obviously. And Kentaurus will protect itself with barrier again, so trashing another security, but nothing that plays itself out. And now they go into the DexDorugoramon, suspending the Cool Boy to gain another memory and draw a card. And the when digivolving effect is going to delete the thing with the lowest level Kentaurosmon. They're then going to play the Dorumon, trashing an X antibody to draw 2, and then digivolve into the Darugoramon. They're probably trying to find a way to maximize the memory that they have. They'll digivolve into the DexDorugoramon, trashing a card from their hand to gain 1 memory, and then digivolving into the Dorugoramon. Using the effect, they're going to place under a Ryudamon, and that'll give them the protection from DP reduction. This seems like a really brutal matchup for the Kentaurus player, honestly. You're going to go to 3 memory from the TK, and then they're going to move out the Kudamon. Samson will gain a memory because they together have less than 6 security. They've only got 1 security each, so maybe this is a closer match than we think. They've used the Samson ability to warp into the Kentaurosmon, giving -2 security to both the DexDorugoramon and the Dorugoramon. Then they're going to play out another Samson, so the opponent might still have a few ways to end the game here, but they've potentially saved themselves. We'll see what's in security. They're going to play this safe by digivolving into the DexDorugoramon first. They're going to trash the Death X so that costs 0, then placing the X antibody underneath. So they could go for a swing and Evo here. Going to start by swinging with the Dorumon. First check is going to be the Kudamon. They're then going to suspend the Cool Boy because they forgot to do that earlier. It's agreed with the opponent. They meant to do it for the evolution prior. And then going to digivolve into the Dorugoramon, swing into the Kentaurus. These horses really can't catch a break. To avoid giving the -DP to the DexDorugoramon, which could play out something if it does manage to get deleted, they're going to give it instead to the Dorugoramon, which can't be DP reduced, so nothing really happens there. Going to play out the Mercurymon to pass turn. It's a lot of memory to work with. Hatching the Kiaramon and then playing out the Repamon, so they might not have any 3s in hand to be able to do the warp, unfortunately. Digivolving then into the Lodaleomon, playing a Blinding Ray, so they will gain 2 memory. Without any kind of rush, they might be in trouble here. They're going to digivolve into the Kentaurosmon. This is the new one again, so they'll gain the 3 memory from the one digivolving, putting the Samson back on top. And then they're going to digivolve into the Kudamon. They must have just drawn that, digivolving for 1 into the Petamon, and then playing out a Kudamon to do the search. So they didn't manage to draw into probably what they were looking for. They managed to get the Kentaurus that would have saved them that turn, honestly. And now the Dex player is going to unsuspend their board, going to hatch the Dorimon, just playing everything safe. And then starting by swinging with the Darugoramon, they're able to delete the Kudamon by placing a Digimon underneath. Samson gets played out, and then finishing the game with Mercurymon, not the DexDorugoramon. It's definitely a deck that gets outshadowed by Alphamon, but it's still really good, so I recommend giving it a try. We'll catch you next time.